paper. Larry, good morning and welcome to Breakfast Day.
Good morning, Jude. How are you?
I'm thriving by the grace of God.
First time to have you here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's our show.
I like that. Interesting. Nana is chilling in Dubai.
It's you.
You know.
He didn't tell us. We'd have gone with him.
I'm sure there will be opportunities for other ones. Yeah. Also joining us is the acting director for the Gaming Commission, Lamtik Apanga. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Day.
Good morning.
Amazing.
I'm actually the acting deputy commissioner.
Acting deputy commissioner for the Gaming Commission.
Yes.
You know, I was telling you off air that I used to come around a lot.
I know.
You know, US is not that I stick the bet. I was just.
Nobody's asking you for a disclaimer.
No, I have to settle that.
If you are a gambler, just allow your people.
No, not at all.
Your pastor be right to you.
I moderated an event by one of your major stakeholders.
Okay, that's all right.
But I'm saying after 1 year, no approval. I mean, it should be a full commissioner.
The process is ongoing. So
how long would it take?
We know there's a backlog. There are lots of agencies that the Public Service Commission is dealing with. So
we saw the president do it for the security couples recently, right? So the immigration, the police.
So what the president did is not the process for confirmation. The confirmation is actually done by the Public Service Commission, and then the recommendation is sent to the president, who will now finally.
Because right now we've seen that some acting directors are being fired.
So you've gone through the process.
We are through. We are still ongoing. It's still an ongoing process.
I think administratively it's not good enough, you know,
to be in an acting position for this long.
a year, a year plus. It stifles a lot of initiatives.
Are there certain decisions you can't take or endorse because you are serving in an active capacity?
Administratively, no. There are no specific restrictions, but of course, it creates some uncertainty with your stay in office. But then administratively, you are still in that position. You take decisions, and you are bound by the decision you take in that position. And your board,
that's what's coming.
So once you have your board approval, there are processes that allows for authorization of various decisions. So if the decision exceeds your mandate, you may go to the board. Where you go beyond the mandate of the board, you may go to the minister. So depending on the layer of decision that you are taking. Yeah.
Amazing.
But there are times when you are scared that this decision you are going to take
is beyond your acting capacity.
Exactly.
Well, sometimes it gives room for bold decisions and strong initiatives.
But your remunerations are not affected.
My family is listening.
I like that. All right, so gentlemen, you are welcome. You are welcome to the show. Be joined by Dr. Dixon Adomako Kisi, former member of Parliament for Ayawaso East, and also a member of the Brian Champon campaign. I don't know if I can describe him as still a member or former member of the campaign. You clarify when he joins us on the show. All right, gentlemen. So Ayawaso East by-election. I covered the most recent by-election. I'm not sure if it was the most recent, but the last but one, the penultimate, that was in Ablekuma. We all witnessed the violence with which that characterized that election. By-elections generally in this country tend to be very chaotic. Top of mind, remember Talensi, remember the likes of even Ayawaso West Wuogon, right, where sitting members of parliament were assaulted. I don't know what your initial thoughts are as voters. Over 40,000 of them prepare to elect a new member of parliament. Maybe your preliminary comment on this subject for today.
Well, good morning to our viewers, and then good morning to you. I'm not expecting anything extraordinary. It's something we've gone through several times. I mean, the by-elections and so on. Except that the geography might vary, and then the expectations of the people, will also shape a lot of this, the voting pattern. Now, with this particular constituency, it's an NDC.
It's cast in stone.
Yes, it's an NDC stronghold. Okay, such that MPP, even fears, going through the election in this particular area. As to whether or not there is going to be any surprises, I doubt. The numbers might come down a bit compared to what happened during the regular elections. However, it's the NDC can
but
be.
we saw some shocks in the primaries of the party that seems that perpetually wins the seats, right? There was a big polling by Global InfoAnalytics, and his projected winner didn't turn out so. So on that basis, and the fact that now a candidate from the NDC is going as an independent, could that not create possible divisions where maybe now a third force springs up and possibly wins?
I doubt. I doubt. Yeah, I doubt.
Let me come to you.
Global Info Analytics. Yeah, is that the name?
Yeah, Musa Dankwa.
Yeah, I mean, it says he carried out he did some research, about 2-day research, 28th to, maybe 5 days.
For the primaries or the main?
No, for the main,
the by-election.
Yeah, for the by-election, and talks about how Baba Jamal could win this by 70-something%. Okay. I mean, 2 days for an election or 3 days for a by-election for polls.
Yeah.
For me, it's too short a period for any serious researcher to.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think so.
What would be an ideal length of time for a poll like that?
Do a week.
Yeah, and even at different stages of the campaign, because the momentum builds up, the dynamics may change as the momentum builds up, and the intensity of the campaign from the various candidates may also affect the likely outcome. And so if you conduct a poll perhaps a month or 2 weeks before, you may need some poll again to revise your predictions.
Is it on the backdrop
and that is why it was quite strange that he found it strange that Baba Jamal won the primaries, because he had conducted the earlier polls some 2 or 3 days before them. But in a primary, the most significant period is actually 24 hours to the election.
But would you discount the enormous, vote buying we saw on the day, such that delegates were given TV sets, and reportedly huge sums of money in excess of 5,000 Ghana cedis, as reported by various or corroborated by various reporters on the grounds that day? Do you not think that maybe that widespread vote buying, for which reason the general secretary of the party and even his party's leadership in parliament raised concerns? Do you not feel like all of that played out in the outcome?
You see, sometimes we overflock this issue about vote buying and they make it look like it's a very big issue. Let me tell you something.
Is it not?
It is not.
You're sure?
Yes, I'm telling you that it did not even have an effect on the outcome of the primaries, because the allegation is that almost all the candidates gave out some money. And that was actually part of the findings of the committee. If indeed all of them gave out money, then you don't expect that any particular candidate, unless that there's somebody who gave more than the other.
That's always the case.
And then we don't even know who gave more, because we don't have the data to be able to support that. And if that is the case, then it will mean that the candidate who gave more would have gotten very high votes than the others. But if you observe carefully, I think that generally delegates just take advantage of that opportunity, knowing very well that candidates are willing to give. And then they are also making demands based on the fact that they know that this is the best time to get whatever you can get from the candidates. And beyond that, you can't get anything more. I mean, this thing has been going on for quite a while in almost all the political parties. It's unfortunate that we can't seem to have a hold over it, and it is growing over and over. I don't know what we can do going forward, but perhaps one of the things we have suggested is that let's all put that money into a big pool, and if it is to be distributed to delegates as transportation or whatever allowance it is, then she's giving out fairly, so that everybody will vote based on the merits, the qualities of a candidate, and not essentially on the largesse or.
Let me come back to you. Like, we hear a lot of this vote buying, it plays out in almost every election in the country, we generally admit or agree that it shouldn't have a place in a democracy like ours because of some of the issues that comes along with it. You know, when Fifi Kwete reprimanded, you know, spoke about it, he also admitted that a lot of the members of parliament, you know, do that. But even with the NDC's past election, we saw the former president's office, you know, give out 40 cedis, allegedly, you know, some delegates.
No, he issued a statement to say that monies have been given out
exactly
to the delegates
for transportation.
Yeah.
So
and then the MPP also.
And the MPP, I was going to come to that. Yeah. You know, in their recent election, it was widespread. All candidates, 500, 400. You know, so it seems to me that from the very top, we have normalized this. So why the rage when now somebody does it in a different form or takes it to another level?
Had we not called it vote buying, would they have been justified?
Yeah.
Okay. That transportation.
By the way, you start giving out TV sets, it's not entertainment.
I'm saying that had we not called it, you know, vote buying, would they have been justified?
It depends on also what you are giving.
Yeah, exactly. The quantum of what you're giving. This thing is going. It's been here.
See, it's been there. It's been there. We've only graduated it by increasing
to a point where,
value.
As far back as in the 90s, there were legislation over it. I mean, people don't legislate out of a vacuum.
No.
There would have been, you know, a certain, you know, disease that needs a cure for legislation to happen. You get it? So it's been here. Maybe because of the, let's say, you know, media and social media presence, everybody
amplified it.
Yes, amplified it, exactly.
Yeah, and the amount involved too has
appreciated. You know, the economic situation has changed. It's affecting that as well. So it's always been here, and both parties are doing it. I'm just, you know, stunned that with the what happened during the MPP primaries, that is not being, you know, talked about, you know,
as much as
you know, Ayawaso East.
Yeah.
To a point where Integrity Initiative went to bed. They were in total coma.
On the MPP.
On the MPP one. Then suddenly...
In the OSP.
Exactly, I was coming to the OSP.
No, but the OSP issued a statement and said that he was also investigating...
No. That was in reference, it was the same statement
when did he issue
when he was talking about...
Yes. In the statement where he said...
No, Jojo, please. See, that statement was made in the in reaction to the NDC one.
In that very statement.
No, that is not what we are saying. You should have condemned the earlier one.
At the time. No, but you don't determine when the OSP decides to publicly comment on the matter.
No, it should be even.
No, so I'm coming. So
had the Ayawaso East not come up, we
can't say.
I can say. You can say, but I can say.
Do you know for a fact that they were not going to put it out?
Bed. They were sleeping.
I'm saying that once he has come out to say that they are
after
also...
After how many days?
It doesn't matter the length of time. As an investigative body, they have their modus operandi. And I'm not even trying to hold brief for them.
You are.
What I'm saying is that we don't determine the length of time they use in investigating matters. So once they publicly come out to say that, they are also looking into it, I think we should let it lie.
They are also looking into what?
Into the MPP.
After how many days?
Doesn't matter the length of time.
It matters.
Why so?
It matters because, you see, but for the Ayawaso East, where we saw TVs, you know, exchanging hands, Nkosiani Meko moving from, you know, trailer, petty trader to delegate. We saw motorbikes being reported about and other things.
These are heavy stuff.
Yes, but in the case of the MPP one, we saw people on TV. I sat here. I think we were together on some of the shows, where we saw people, party delegates. There were even fights
over the money.
Over money. That one, nobody talked about it. Integrity didn't talk about it. All the other institutions that started talking about Ayawaso East, you know, we're not talking. So it was Ayawaso East that brought it up. You see, the lack of candor in a lot of our approaches, including we in the media, okay, where we hide some of the stories about others because of political interest, because of selfish reasons, because of, you know, what you call it, PR or our political persuasions. It's what is killing this country. Let's face it. Let's face it. Integrity initiative. When you call yourself integrity, it's like the police people that we take on all the time. Service is integrity.
They are not here to speak for themselves.
Which one?
So GI. So let's.
No, but they issued a statement that we are talking. They need not to be here.
Yeah, but
you can call them.
The OSP has not been here.
But OSP, we know for a fact, has commented on it.
Commented as when? We are talking about the duration.
Yeah, but the issue, you know, if it didn't appear on their statement, I think it should be fair to them. If it didn't appear on their statement at all, then you would have been justified to say
why
that.
are you not responding to the time element?
Yeah, but that's what I'm also explaining or trying to put out, that they are not responsible to come out and comment on all. In fact, I heard their director of research, if that's his portfolio, Sami Dakun, on Bernard's show, saying that there are so many other investigations the OSP is conducting, but doesn't see it necessarily fit to come out publicly and comment on all of it.
Let's not turn this thing into.
So let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But I'm sure going forward, they'll be minded to come out early on the cases that they investigate.
The doubt is too interesting to be.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll let it slide. Lamtic, there are concerns that until such a time we bring strong reforms into how elections are conducted, this has come to stay. And there are others who have pushed through the Constitutional Review Committee to change the way by-elections are conducted. I've even heard proposals to say that, see, when there's a by-election, the party whose seat it was should just nominate someone to continue or finish the tenure. What are your thoughts around the reforms necessary to change the way we go about our by-elections?
Very well. Let me say good morning to your listeners. The earlier one was just...
You've been on for about...
Yeah. Or because of your comedies. All right. You know, as a former resident of Ayawaso East myself, I have some stake and interest in what goes on Ayawaso East.
Will you be voting?
No, I don't vote there now. I vote in the Upper East in Abda.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but I have an interest there, so I'm concerned. And of course, I remember of the NDC.
For good reasons, he votes in Upper East.
And of course, a member of the NDC, I cannot run away from the interest I have in Ayawaso East. But I'm also concerned that people are worried about the level of violence that perhaps we may see in Ayawaso East, and are concerned and worried. I must say that, listen, the Nima we knew several years ago is not the Nima today. I mean, Nima has reformed, Nima has changed. I mean, the youth of Nima have awoken to realities of life, that violence is not the means to resolving issues. And let me here just make a quick appeal to my friends in Nima and my colleagues there. Yawa ina the kuke in Nima. Young Ayawaso is kungan kama yo zamu elections. Zamu elections. Ansan kama moya Nima muna son fada muna son aka ama muna son duniya san kama Niman da ba shi Niman yau ba. Mun sake baka muke kuma ba. Sanin na bada kowa hankuri mu je mu vote mu kare kowa je gida Allah ya da mun kare da kyau. Muna cikin watan azumi ba mu son fada ba mu son gada ba mu son komai mu je bun bankana muna son dai komai kare da lafiya. I just told my people that, listen, we want to see peace. We want to go through a smooth election. This is the month of Ramadan. It's a month of peace. We don't expect that in this month of Ramadan we would take up to violence or anything that would disrupt the peace in Nima. And so I urge our people to go out and vote peacefully. Now back to the issues you raised. On the issues of reform that perhaps may bring some change, drastic change in the use of money and the way we influence voters, it is quite a difficult situation, because this phenomenon, if you look at it, it is very old and has come to penetrate into our body politics so deep. See, from the days of Kufuor and Co, it was Manches, it was Maggie Cubes, it was Bentua, and then you moved on. I mean, I think the most critical point where it changed and we saw a lot of financial influence in there was when Alan Cash came into the scene, and I mean, we know how things went around the time. And it was just cash for the boys, job for the boys all over the place. And then we saw it coming up. I mean, it used not to be a habit. It's just, in my village, for instance, they'll just buy pito for the people who have come as refreshment, or they'll just give them some coins and they'll go home as refreshment. But over time, if you don't give, people would not vote for you. They will not even turn up at campaign rallies. They will not even come to, when you call for meetings, they demand for it. And they even ask, how much are you offering? You understand? So it's very difficult.
So then it makes it transactional.
I'm telling you, it's highly transactional, and it's very, very, very difficult. Very difficult, extremely difficult to deal with. We can come out with laws. In fact, we even have laws. Let's not run away from it and make it look like we're going to bring out some legislation to resolve it. We have laws in our books that are supposed to help us curb these things, but the enforcement is the persons who are going to enforce this have a hand in it.
Because they will also be standing re-election and are most likely the instigators behind it.
I mean, we saw in the past when NCC used to provide uniform platform for all candidates to campaign during the assembly elections. Nobody printed posters. I mean, posters and everything were just printed uniformly for everyone. But the difficulty is that we are in a very liberal environment where people have the right to express themselves. People have the ability to mobilize resources and be able to campaign. But there are multiple resource platforms or campaign platforms they can use. So if you want to restrict people and say that, oh, let the Electoral Commission provide a uniform platform for everybody, let everyone have posters and banners printed by the Electoral Commission, we're going to have difficulties, because then you are going to stifle creativity, people's ability to mobilize, because I may be very creative in mobilizing people, mobilizing resources, and someone may not be. So you are rewarding laziness with uniformity, when you can actually reward my creativity and allow me to use my creativity to attract the numbers that I want to. It is a very dicey situation, but I think that we just need to call a meeting, a bilateral meeting of all the political parties, bring in persons, stakeholders, the Electoral Commission, persons from the National Civic
But IPAC exists to address some of these things. And, you know, every election year we hear so many IPAC meetings, these issues come up. I remember even the Council of State speaking on it, but it seems there's that lack of political willpower. And the only time it looked as though a political party was bent on tackling this issue head on, we saw how they sort of kowtowed, right? And I'm referring to the General Secretary of your party, Fifi Kwete, when he came out to say that the party was going to investigate this. Eventually, what did we see? They pushed him. And the reasons, a lot of people have said that the reasons
they pushed him,
the reasons they gave for the decision to maintain the candidate, the lack of time, and a few other things, it didn't really sit well with a lot of the civil society, right? So I don't know if that was a missed opportunity for the ruling government, to tackle this head on. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I expressed my view about this much earlier, and I said that it's very difficult. At the time, the party found itself in a very critical situation. One, the time was so close to the election that it was going to be difficult to find a replacement, because it was actually a matter that all the candidates more or less were involved in some form of gift giving or vote buying or inducements of a sort. And so that means that all the 5 candidates, none of them would qualify in that circumstance. Then you can't just go handpick someone. This is democracy. It's not a case that you can just go look around and say, oh, you will be a candidate, come and then go ahead.
So expediency over principles, is that what
when you are faced
with, advocating for now?
Yeah, but when you are faced with critical time limits, you have to take critical decisions. And at that time, the party was...
It's a critical decision, not then deciding on a candidate in the interest of the party. Also then to send a message to say that henceforth we are not going to tolerate or we are not going to endorse, brazen vote buying in such manner. Would not that have been a more appropriate approach?
that perhaps would have been, but then of course the party decides, and when the party has decided, we all have to abide by what the party has decided. I mean, it's a decision of the party that we must maintain Baba Jamal as our candidate. Under the circumstance, the party felt he was the best that we could give out. And don't forget that we've all appreciated that this phenomenon has come and has come to be part of us for some time. And if we need to tackle it, Baba Jamal should not be isolated as the scapegoat to be dealt with. Let's deal with it holistically. And not let's take Baba Jamal as a scapegoat who has found himself in this situation. So let him be a victim of a circumstance that he did not cause.
Could it be that also because the kind of things he was giving out, quite unprecedented?
I think that even this issue about TV and whatever that Baba Jamal is alleged to have given out, I think it's not the highest we have seen. We've seen others. And I don't
like which
others.
one?
We've seen fridges, we've seen motorbikes, we've seen vehicles, we've seen.
There are vehicles.
Oh, you don't seem to know what's going on the ground. I mean, it is
widespread.
Widespread.
Freddie Blay. You recall Freddie Blay?
Yes.
Yeah, you recall that story. We did it.
What did he give out?
Oh, where he said the MPP chairmanship, where he says he was giving out some vehicles to the delegates to do work and pay.
I don't recall it.
You don't? Google it.
I'll Google it. But I actually pulled up the OSP statement. But so it was issued on the 8th of February. That was 7 days or 8 days after the MPP selection. And they actually do talk about the fact that they were investigating the MPP. And they go on to say that they investigated NDC in real time.
I think we should move away from perhaps trying to defend the OSP in this matter. But appreciate this. If the OSP would have gained credibility if you had issued a statement a day or two after the NPP elections.
So you want a lot more proactiveness from them?
Public perception in what we do matters most than even what you actually do. What the public think about what you do is very important. And so for the impression that it is up and doing, if the OSP had issued out this statement a day or two after the MPP elections, no problem. But immediately after, how long did it take to issue a statement? After after the Ayawaso by-election.
I think it was the same, the weekend after.
It was a day, it was practically 24 hours they issued the statement.
Interesting. Your point is well made.
Integrity Initiative. How long did it take them?
We'll find out from them. Like
the CDD issue.
Not that I recall.
Ghana Bar.
Not that I recall, but we'll find out from them. Larry, let me come back to you on the same issue I asked Lamtig about. The fact that there are concerns. We have this CRC ongoing, so many proposals, so many reforms, on the table. Should the by-election, our approach to conducting by-election be one that we look at, such that over the years we've seen how it's been conducted, the violence, the brutalities. Like I said, I was in Ablekuma North, a former minister of state, right, beaten, stepped on.
What was that?
That was Hawa Kumsi.
Okay.
Beaten, stepped on. We saw other, people brutalized, right? And that's not only the example. We saw even in Akwitia, where, what's it called? A national executive member of the NDC, physically assaulting an executive member of the MPP. The case I'm referring to.
Your examples are very interesting.
Because those are the ones that
skewed examples.
The public easy recall. So if there are any, you can also add it to it.
No, I'm saying that your examples are interesting. It's only the MPP guys who are victims of an NDC attack.
I'm saying that if there are any, you can come back to it. But I'm going on, and there's also Ayawaso West Wugon, where a member of parliament, brazenly assaulted in the full glare of the police.
Who is it?
Sam George, assaulted in that manner. Nothing happened. So now you're okay. There's balance.
No, I'm not seeking a balance.
But you pointed it out.
I'm not seeking a balance.
Back to my question. That's fine. Back to my question. Should this not be a wake-up call to say, okay, now we need to relook how we conduct by-elections in this country?
I mean, elections are elections. People see your earlier suggestion that the party who was occupying the seat, or which was occupying the seat, should just be giving the opportunity to choose, you know, a replacement. Even that replacement wouldn't come easy because within the party itself, they have to select. And people wouldn't agree that, listen, just pick Jude or pick Larry Dogbe and put him there. It won't happen.
But the MPP did it in this election.
I'm coming. That wouldn't just happen. MPP didn't do that because, you know, of consensus. The peculiarity of that constituency also counted. That is not a constituency that, you know, we are likely to win anyway. Yeah. So, I mean, anything at all can be, you know, given to the people. Compromises will be reached. Because the guy is going to be humiliated if you like it or not. So it's just
you
that.
See, the parties are also smart. They look at where they're likely to win.
Yeah.
And they invest resources according to their likely outcome. If in the case of Ayawaso is when they know for sure that, I mean, the NDC will take the seat anyway, no matter the effort. You look at, you observe carefully. Have you seen
a place I want to?
You are taking my time.
Okay, go ahead.
So then, I mean, some of this will count. That, as you said, you want to invest resources. I mean, would you go with more at a place where you can't win? So just, you know, throw something in there and pretend, you know, do some face-saving exercise. So that comes in. Now, the other side is also that the people today, they voted for Lamtek. Okay? And Lamtek, for whatever the reason, is no more. That doesn't mean that they will still want Lamtek to, you know, Lamtek's wife or son or someone else to come. They might prefer you with a superior, whatever, resources or superior intellect to come and then be their candidate. So, I mean, people regret a day after voting.
Yeah.
So when a fresh candidate is on the ticket, they will want to vote for that person. So we can't take it out. We can't take all this text for granted. What we need to do is to make the laws work. When people go to misbehave, they are punished. You get it? Punish the people to serve as deterrent for the others who would want to do it in the future or want to do it elsewhere. If you don't punish, listen, these things are bound to happen. We have several laws, but the more corrupt we are getting. Do you understand? We have several laws. The giver and then the taker are both guilty. Why do we just, pick up, you know, Baba Jamal and say that, oh, Baba gave TV? How about the guy who gave a motorbike? How about the one who bought Nkusiani Meko? How about the one who did, you know, who gave
5,000?
What, 5,000 and all that? I heard there was Aboniki and all that. It's as though, listen, you'll be beaten. So you need, you know, anointment, you know, to massage yourself after you have been beaten.
If you are standing in a queue for that long, then maybe
yes, you're like, you know. So we need to be punishing some of these things. In the absence of the punishment, people are going to repeat it. And we are seeing that clearly. And it's showing. I mean, so we can't say that, oh, you know, let's just, you know, throw in somebody there to represent us because the party was holding it. It's not a birthright.
Did the NDC and Fifi Kwete miss a golden opportunity to bring reforms?
It's not about the Fifi Kwete. How about, you know, it's what? There are various stakeholders in this game. MPP, NDC. NPP did it. Okay? That we just spoke about at the, you know, presidential primaries. We saw it. They were fighting on TV.
But I say Fifi Kwete because he issued a statement, you know, condemning the act and formed a committee to look into the matter, you know, and the stakes were high. A lot of people actually felt that the party was actually going to strike. Then what do we see? A compromise position because of some reasons around time. So when I use Fifi Kwete, that's what I'm driving at, that maybe because he had spoken against it, his parliamentary leadership also called, they didn't even just speak against it, the parliamentary leadership called for the annulment of the election.
Jude, let me share this with you.
With that context, did they not miss an opportunity?
The NDC went into that election very divided.
The Ayawaso East primary.
The presidency had its candidate. Even people within the presidency had their candidate. the party, headquarters as in Adabraka, even people there had their candidate. Do you understand? At the constituency also, people had their candidate. You get it? And so all that you saw, the TV, the motorbike, the Nkosiadi Meko, all those things you saw, I mean, was just the extent of resources that were deployed in there. That is, free, whatever. Do you understand? So, fee statement, the president's statement, the parliamentarian statement, who were giving money to the widow of, the late MP. And saying that, listen, we are waiting for you in Parliament, too. You get it?
So even Parliament are their candidates.
We didn't see that.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know. So who was the
presidency's
Who was the presidency's candidate? No, but the presidency didn't come out to say they are.
So see, most of these elections. I mean, you talked about an attack on Hawa Kumsin, and then
Sam George
earlier, and then somebody else. The
first vice chair of the MPP.
The MPP, sure. Listen, elections. One of the things you are taught in political reporting is that elections are passion-driven. Okay. It's passion-driven, and so you don't walk in there. There are things that you see that we can sit here and talk about during elections, okay? But I won't say this when I go on the ground to go and report. I'll be beaten to pulp. You get it? So even you as a political actor, when you walk into an environment like that, the first thing you do is to mind your language. You might just want to take note of it. And when you step out of that volatile environment, then you can talk about it. But when you go talking like the way Hawa did, you see people, human beings flying in the air just to, crash it. You see Sam George, you see the slap that he will receive. You see the other guy, the MPP guy.
Yes.
So you mind your language in an environment like that. You don't talk anyhow when you walk into that environment.
Is it a symptom of how the struggles with our democracy as well? Because in other places people say
power, the quest for power is dirty. It's violent. The quest for power is dirty and violent. People kill. Okay, what we are saying, one of the topics we'll be talking about, Iraq, Iran and
the Middle East.
Yes,
tensions.
It's a quest for power, hegemony. It's a very strong thing. People don't joke with that. And Ayatollah has just been killed. It's not a joke. So power, and control, and the management of resources, what I can get and what you will get, and what I'm supposed to deny you. Interest is interest-driven.
Wow. Lamtik, Larry makes the point that there's so much at stake that for which reason we see all that happens.
You think Baba Jamal will come from Nigeria and come here and say, do you know what Nigeria means to, what you call it, ambassadorial post in this, in this sub-region? Nigeria is a powerhouse. When Nigeria coughs, Ghana,
is it not more of what?
Africa.
Is it not more of what you get, the perks of the office of a member of parliament?
No, I don't think so. It goes beyond
I think it's more of a personal interest. I mean, I would not want to speculate why Baba Jamal will leave an ambassadorial position to come. He don't forget that he's been always wanting to be in parliament. I mean, he's been to parliament in the ticket of Akwatia before. He subsequently tried going back to parliament through Ayawaso East. He contested the parliamentary primaries.
And lost marginally.
And that wasn't even the first time he was contesting. And then, so he's always desired to be there. Perhaps it is his personal calling and desire to serve the people of Ayawaso as a member of parliament, as compared to serving as a high commissioner. And so let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
Global InfoAnalytics, who I can say is the country's foremost pollster, as things stand, has,
Why are you putting Benefit?
has he issued any position? Has he issued any polls in recent time that we've not seen?
Maybe it's on retirement.
So when he does the work, we'll talk about it. Yeah, but Musa Dankwa says that it's a 75% projected win. Yeah. Now this comes on the back of an earlier prediction in the same constituency that didn't go down well. What are your thoughts around, the enthusiasm, number one, of delegates going into this election, and why this should even matter in the first place?
Very well. I think that by-elections generally by their nature are quite difficult. One, general elections carry with the euphoria of the entire nation. There's a national campaign. There's a lot of attention and resources. It generates a bit of interest and excitement and becomes very competitive. Now, by-elections generally don't have that attraction. People travel sometimes from one region to the other to go and vote and then go back to their place of work. Parties provide buses to bus people from their point of work to the point of voting and all that. You normally don't see it in by-elections. And so sometimes it doesn't carry that same euphoria. Now, it becomes more competitive where the margin of votes is very small and the parties have a likelihood of winning, which means that it's a swing seat.
Yeah.
But where it becomes primarily one party's dominant position, like a seat in Volta region or a seat in Ashanti region, predominantly belonging to one of the political parties, you find that parties participate in that particular election, by-election, only to maintain their hold of the membership they have in that. Because if you don't participate, the likelihood is that your members may go and vote for the other party and you can slowly lose them. So you see how you can maintain it or perhaps increase the margins. I am not surprised with what Musa Danko has put out. I mean, Ayawaso East has been the safe seat of the NDC, and the party have held it over the time quite well. What we may not see is very high voter turnout. But of course, in terms of the percentages, I'll be surprised that even Baba Jamal may make more than 80% of the votes.
Really?
Because, yes, I mean, I'm not surprised. The amount of work he has put in, his level of popularity within the party, the constituency, and the expectations that he would even perform better. But we are likely to see that the turnout may not be as high as we've seen in general elections. One of the reasons I've given earlier on that the attention and the excitement is not the same. The amount of resources we see is not the same. I mean, you can even observe that the number of NPP personalities who have shown interest in Ayawaso it's not compared to what we saw in Akwatia.
But
it's not compared to what we saw. You
can say same for the NDC, right? It was until very recently that we saw some senior, officials from your party go into the constituency, and I've seen the chairman go. I've seen the general secretary. I've seen the former chairman of Oswan Pofo.
Yes,
and of
the
course,
chief of staff.
The chief of staff was there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I think the Osman Ayariga.
Yes, I was sitting there myself too.
Okay. But if you compare the energy, for example, in Ablekuma North, is it because you feel this is a done deal? So why bother?
So like every football game, you have to plan your strategy. You can't have one strategy for every game. You may want to play out a particular play at a point in time. I mean, the same thing. Ayawaso East is different from Ablekuma. It's also different from Akwatia. And so the dynamics will be different. The strategy and the approach will be different. I mean, in the case of Ayawaso, don't forget that this is a constituency in central part of Accra. And so there are ways in which you manage the resources and the personalities. If you start pushing out chairman and other high-profile personalities in at the very beginning, who will you send there towards the end?
And it was also limited, just on few polling stations.
Yes, in the case of Ablekuma North. And so in Ayawaso we managed until the momentum had built to a point. Then you have the chief of staff going in, you have the former chairman of Zampofo going in, you have the current chairman going in. Chairman Asedu Nketia had been in and out of Ayawaso East for about 3 or 4 times in the course of the week, and was there even on Sunday evening for the the rally.
Is it not because of what you alluded to earlier that presidency had their candidate, party had their candidate, constituency had their candidate, parliament had their candidate, and now somebody else was chosen, which may not be reflective of their other choices. So there's that, indifference. You said it.
Yeah, I said it. But I'm not bereft of the fact that people always have their candidate. Okay? It's like a football game.
Yeah.
Okay? I recall growing up, we saw Abedi Pele play. And if Abedi Pele wasn't in a game, a blaster game, we're like, what happened? Okay, to a point where even when he was in there, before that he should be in there. We saw Tony Yeboah, we saw all the big guys at the time, okay? And we were wondering why they weren't playing. So people will always have their candidate. To somebody, maybe you know, Abedi, I don't remember who Abedi was, you know, who Abedi's competitor was, I mean, at the time. But somebody might have thought that Abedi was better. Sorry, the other person was better to replace Abedi. You understand? So people always have their candidate, whether we like it or not. It is how, you know, it's managed that becomes the issue.
So you feel like they've reached a compromise
that way
about all coming on board to support a particular candidate?
Oh yeah, once it's the party, it's a party thing. Okay, it's like the MPP one, where Kennedy contested, Brad Champon was there, Educhum was there. Who else was on? Then Baumia was there, and then Baumia won, and suddenly everybody is pledging to support.
Yeah. I ask you because
saying that listen, the party is supreme. So I think that is over personal ambitions and so on. I think that is what is being deployed here.
You know, and not to push it or stretch it, right? But I ask you this because I covered Ablekuma, like I earlier mentioned to you, and before, during, and even after, right? And I saw how the leadership, the rank and file, right? Even staffers at the presidency
of the NDC,
of NDC, you know, getting down to work in the constituency. But I don't know if Lamtic answers it partially to say that maybe it's because that was more competitive than this, so maybe people are relaxed.
No, we pointed out that in the case of Ablekuma, it was just a few polling stations.
Yes, not a time.
Not and then everybody thought that, oh, just, you know, it's like time in 208, where, you know, the constituency was to decide, you know, what's going to happen. So at the time, everybody was in time. Even before Afarajan were announced, Jerry Rawlings was already there. I mean, was campaigning. I went there, I saw Ibrahim Mahama was there campaigning, you know, President Mahama himself, and almost every NDC person who mattered was there. Then people came and they couldn't stay, they fled. I'm telling you.
This was in 2008.
This was in 2008.
After Nanado had won the first round.
Yes, exactly.
And they went into
a runoff.
But none of them achieved the 50 plus 1.
But he was ahead in the,
he was leading.
But he didn't cross the 50 plus 1.
So
the runoff.
It's the Ablekuma election was just like the time situation as well. Okay, so the stakes were really, really high compared to here, where it's known, you know, an NDC safe seat, if you like. MPP had been scared to a point where they couldn't even organize a primary. And that you're looking for somebody who can face the embarrassment of a defeat.
I think it would be unfair to say that they couldn't organize a primary.
But did they?
But I'm coming. The point is that they show up in even constituencies where there's no chance at all.
Let's not debate this.
Yes, but you know, I just think your point about, you know, deciding on somebody
maybe it's my choice of words.
Yeah. So I want you to rephrase it for me. Then we can move on. But your point is for me. Yeah, because they show up in areas where we know that is, you know, pretty much a done deal.
No, but they didn't show up here. I mean,
sure.
Oh, they didn't show up. They are repeating a candidate.
I heard the MPP say that. See, the divisions within the MPP, of which you've partially alluded to, would inure to their benefits. So, for example,
the divisions were
within the NDC going into this by-election, because you have an independent candidate who was a member of the party. Now you have a widow whose support base, you know, was quite pronounced and very much known in the constituency, losing under such circumstances. Now people feel.
Who says she didn't pay?
No, I've not said she didn't pay.
No, what circumstances are you talking
about? I'm coming. Let me make the point.
Make the point.
Let me make the point. Then you answer it. So under the circumstances of, you know, losing the election as a result of the votes buying and all of that we saw, her base may feel aggrieved, right? So putting all of this together and the emergence of an independent candidate, they feel like maybe the MPP actually stand a chance. I wish Lamtic would tackle it for me, then I'll come to you.
So I want to appreciate this, that every election, particularly primaries, becomes very competitive, more competitive in a safe seat, in a safe constituency. Because it's the primaries that practically determine who the next MP would be. If you observe carefully, wherever a particular party dominates, and we are sure that once they put out a candidate, the candidate will win the election. The primaries become extremely competitive. And you find that on the other side, the party that doesn't dominate don't really pay so much attention to the primaries, because whoever goes there is only going to save face, going to try to at least maintain some of the vote, or at least make an impact, but not to win. And so it is not strange that Ayawaso East attracted a lot of attention at the primaries, and the perception that some people have preferred candidates. Of course, it is fair that in every elections you find people having some preferred candidates. There's nothing wrong with that. That is what democracy is supposed to be.
Competition.
That people should have their preferred candidate if they want, and then push for it. But when we end primaries, we make time to reconcile.
Amazing.
The challenge we have here is that the time to reconcile was so limited, and so you are going into a general election, and you may not see, and of course, you would speak about the widow of the former MP. She is observing a 40-day right, Islamic right, to stay indoors. And so you may not physically see her on the ground participating, but you saw her that she sent items and donations to support Baba Jamal, and she got her team to support Baba Jamal. You'll be amazed to know that all the candidates who contested with Baba Jamal were with him during the campaign. We were on the grounds with him campaigning.
Omar Sanda.
Let me explain this to you. Omar Sanda is not a candidate. He did not contest in the primaries.
But he's a party member.
He's a party. I'm telling you that the impression is that he contested and then he lost, and that is why
the point is that he's an NDC member
no doubt about that.
Who has sort of left the party and is contesting.
It is all right. That's the beauty of democracy.
And that could cause some disaffection or destabilize to an extent.
Never.
Interesting.
You see, he will play a very insignificant role in these elections. You
by close of
until
polls, the polls will tell us that. Thank you for your point. I think it's lovely. Dr. Dixon.
He wanted you to accept that.
You know, Dr. Adomako joins us, a former member of parliament for Ayawaso East, and a member of Brandy Champon, or a former member.
He preferred Brandy Champon to Baumia.
No, maybe Doc should help us.
I don't want to put him on the spotlight.
So Ayawaso East. I think thanks for having me. Sorry for coming a bit, but I was following all the discussions. Thanks to Dede, a fantastic girl, by the way.
Yeah. Amazing producer.
I think the reforms should be looked at for by-elections. And I'm troubled largely by past occurrences and the West Wagon situation, which you mentioned, Ablikman North, Tyne District. There's some hot seats at various times. And quite frankly, I don't see Ayawaso East like West Wagon. That's the reality. Looking at the variance between the MPP and the NDC, traditionally, some seats are for a certain party. It's like putting Mahama at Bantama. It's going to be difficult. Though it's Mahama.
Use someone else. Mahama can win.
But he didn't win in Bantama.
Putting Nanado even at Nima, trust me, will be difficult.
Where he lives.
But he claims to be a Nima boy.
No, I'm making a point.
The context
in terms of his MPP-ness. So these are some of the dynamics. All reality.
Nana could spring a surprise.
Is it the old Nana or the new Nana?
Oh, Nana.
So admittedly, I think that in the interest of democracy and politics, and the fact that what we know now, which I think the NDC is currently facing, is that the goodwill is waning down. The honeymoon period is ending, and this election might be somewhat of a getting closer to reality. The euphoria around the NDC being in government is natural that the further you move away or the more promises you fail, then people people, the cocoa effect, let me put it that way. People are coming to terms with reality.
Plant cocoa in Nima.
Oh, I mean, the thing is that
You must find a way to introduce cocoa.
Cocoa in a thing.
No, we'll take a break on that point. I'll come back to you to wrap up the point, and also, I'll come back to you to wrap up the point and speak on some reforms.
let's face
I want to take a break. I'll take a break. You are still watching Breakfast Daily right here on Channel One TV, discussing into detail the issues around the Ayawaso East by-election. We'll be bringing you all the coverage right here on Channel One TV. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, there's a lot more. Don't go away.
reality.
Yeah, welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. My name is Jude Duncan, sitting in for your regular guest, Nana Tufo Boat. In the first hour of the show, we focused on Ayawaso East by-election, where the NDC would be seeking to maintain their grip on the party in terms of leadership within the constituency. My guests in studio, Larry Dogbe, Dr. Dixon Adomako, as well as Lamtig Apanga, helping bring insights into the conversation. We just have concluding thoughts from Doc, then we move on to Galamsey and the Middle East conflict. Doc.
All right, so one key thing, this 75% thing, I think that the polling is now becoming almost like too loud. And I'm not entirely excited about this concept of you poll and then it's in the media domain and you know, it's almost as it is.
Why will you keep the poll? Let's announce the results.
No, what I'm saying is that it's becoming a bit too loud. You know, polls are not engineered to be loud the way now the Dankwa Institute is doing
Global
it.
InfoAnalytics, run by Global
Musa Dankwa is
InfoAnalytics,
not the same as
run by the
Dankwa
executive
Institute.
secretary.
Well, Musa
who is
Dankwa, Musa Dankwa Media Company. So,
Media company.
Global InfoAnalytics.
Global
InfoAnalytics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that
They didn't poll for Brian.
no, he did. He did. But I'm talking in line with the fact that one, even his you know, and strangely people are quiet on it. His prediction for the primaries dropped. It didn't work out. I'm talking about the Ayawaso East. And now we're talking about the 75%. And I'm just saying that, you know, we may be giving too much audience to the polls. And if we're not also careful, polls may sway people. It's also, sometimes even when it's wrong, it will sway people. So being a bit political, I think that we're overemphasizing polls, you know, in some of these things. Either way, I can agree to the fact that to some extent, Baba Jamal may have leverage because of the constituency being, you know, traditionally an NDC seat. But beyond that, 75 is quite huge. And I don't know. We'll wait and see what the dynamics.
You have a minute
will be.
on the reforms needed to, you know, ensure that our by-elections are fairer, are more transparent, and reflect the actual will of the people.
There's one person that was crying that they're not seeing as much development in Ayawaso East compared to other places where there are by-elections. Overall, I think democracy has its pluses and minuses, and it's not a perfect system. And when these blips happen, and the blips I mean the death of the sitting MP or whatever misfortunes may have happened, that triggers somebody now becoming, you know, High Commissioner to Nigeria. I think that in totality, both parties need to conduct ourselves well, especially in by-elections, and violence should be abhorred at any level, be it by-election or general election. And I'm with Lamtig, especially when it comes to his message to Nima, that they conduct themselves well and better than the Nima we've always, quote unquote, known to be a bit boisterous, let me put it that way. And that is our hope. I think that in support of my candidate, the MPP candidate, I see him as a very young person, and being a secretary for long in that constituency means that he's, you know, involved in the fabric of the constituency. And we'll see how it plays out.
Moving on from Ayawaso East, and viewers will be bringing you live coverage, sights, sounds, everything happening right here on ChannelOne TV all through the day up until the EC announces the official results. We'll move to Galamsey. It seems to be getting...
I wanted to say something.
Larry.
Oh, no, just
Larry, I beg you.
No, I owe...
10 seconds.
No, yes, I owe him lunch for, you know, cultivating a cocoa farm.
in a by-election.
In a by-election in Nima.
Your point is well made. You know, but talking about talking about cocoa, right? You know, one of the issues affecting our cocoa sector, of course, we know the swollen shoot disease, we know of the EU deregulation policy, but it's also Galamsey. And it's getting worse by the day. The president spoke about it in the State of the Nation address, but in reaction to it, we've heard from some civil society organizations within the space. Awula Sewa, who runs Eco Citizens, Darrell Bosu from Arocha, Ghana, you know, even Kenashigbe, formerly of the conveners, you know, against illegal mining in the media, all have said or alluded to the fact that it is getting worse. I'll start with you, Doc. Have we seen enough commitment from the Mahama administration in tackling illegal mining?
If I'll be frank with Ghanaians,
but you know me, Frank, on this one.
Even this question itself.
Listen. I personally, I'm of the school of thought that we are endowed with mineral resources as a country. Our approach to extraction is where we have a problem. Looking at the indices, and when I say indices, we're talking about the volume of gold now being mined is mind-boggling. So being objective, non-partisan with this issue, damage to our water bodies have increased. Gold quantums that the Samije fees are getting have increased.
Gold board.
Okay. So invariably, when the mining activities have increased, water bodies, turbidity, those metrics that are used to check on the environment have, in terms of damage, have also gone up. Then when you ask me about commitment, it makes it difficult because the numbers do not speak in support of it. And truly, if you go to the Wasas, and I mean, you know, Western North area, the damage is very visible. And it's painful because these were areas that cocoa farming was huge. And the impact on the tonnage of cocoa moving from these places have also reduced. Not by virtue of the reduction in prices of cocoa, but farms have been turned into, you know, Galamsey sites.
Yeah.
So these are worried, and it's not necessarily an MPP, you know, PR thing I'm doing. I'm just being real with Ghanaians. Listen, the administration came, the way and manner they touted the fight for Galamsey. Personally, I feel scandalized because I keep saying that those who were championing,
You're not scandalized when
those who
your
were
party
championing,
leaders were,
and listen to me carefully, from the optics, those who were championing the Galamsey fight, the demonstration, have now been made the overlords of the bounty from cocoa. So right off the bat, you know, I can show you the many videos of the likes of Sami Jemfi who were doing Galamsey fight.
They held press conferences,
you know,
near, you know, contaminated
exactly.
water sources.
So I felt disappointed when I saw that he had now moved from fighting mining gold to rather being the repository
I don't
for
think Sami
gold.
Jemfi had
But-
ever fought against mining gold.
And for me, I mean, these are the things that makes me wonder. Wait a minute.
But the repository
if you're an
of
environmentalist,
legal, you know, or properly mined gold.
please, the percentages, because of traceability, as we speak, whatever he takes, he doesn't know. where it's coming from to a large extent. Please, that is the reality. So
don't
we
personalize
won't,
this.
we won't go into
it's an
that.
institution called Good Board.
Okay, let me. I mean, I think it's more easier for Ghanaians to,
It's not for Ghanaians. You have a challenge. If you have a challenge, admit your challenge and say that.
Who
and
represents
we are
Ghana?
helping you.
The president of the
Yes,
republic.
But then when you
So
talk about
who is Gold Board?
No, but
No. Sami Jammeh is not good,
the way you
come
use it
on.
suggests that
Come on.
it's
Okay,
you know,
so
but
how
fair
do you want me
enough.
to say it?
Is
Tell
he,
me.
is he keeping the money?
it's an institution, Gold Board, and
who
not
heads
Sami
it?
Jammeh as a person. He heads it. He's representing the institution.
Okay. I'll take it from where you're coming from. But
Corporate personality.
Okay. So is the personality not the institution?
The institution, not the
institution.
personality.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the institution should be headed by people who, were not abhorring Galamseyin. That's my point here. So back to your key point. One, the damage to the environment has worsened. That is the fact. And that reminds me of when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo put a ban on mining. The reversal rather happened, where you say we're not mining and then poof, your numbers for gold rather increase. I mean, that is, quite contradictory. So in summary, I think that one, the administration needs to come clean. The likes of NDC characters that they said they were going to investigate somehow, some way, has not been fast-tracked.
Let me come to that.
And my last thing, we have a member of parliament from Esutifi North or so, South, where we had an issue, and some names were mentioned. Collins Dauda. What has happened? I mean, like, where are we?
Lamtic, do you want to,
we have
respond to that? Because we also had the AG.
Strategically, as it is, delayed in bringing up the truth with regards to that whole conundrum, and the actors who threw stones at, police and things. I've heard nothing. Maybe I'm not searching enough. So these are my concerns.
You are busy campaigning.
Like, I'll come to you. Lamtic, we also even heard the AG say, for example, that 2 leading national executives of the NDC, were to be sent for investigation. Yes. I'm referring to Abanga, first national chair, and Joseph Yamin, vice chair, and Yamin, national organizer. Yes. These are
we
2 huge portfolios. So, nobody has mentioned Ibrahim Ahmad. Nobody has mentioned Ibrahim Ahmad. So, is there sufficient commitment from the administration to deal with it? Yes, there's NIMOS. Yes, there's Blue Water Guards. Yes, we've seen, some press conferences, convening meetings and all of that. But is there actual commitments, the political will
purchase of mining
to do this?
See, let me take it from the perspective my brother left off. That the impression that Gold Board's achievements and the organizational or corporate objective of being able to mobilize the gold from particularly the small-scale industry and to help the country to earn some returns on those investments is promoting illegal mining. I think it's quite wrong. I mean, let's see, we have legal small-scale mining. We must appreciate that the law allows legal small-scale mining, and that has been going on and may continue to go on because the law backs it. People obtain licenses, go through the processes, and they are able to mine lawfully. And those are some of the proceeds. The gold that they earn from that goes into what Gold Board continues to mobilize for the country. There's been commitment, and I can tell you that this government is more committed than we have seen in the past in fighting Galamsey. So I must also admit that the fight against Galamsey is very complex than what we used to think it was. I mean, you can push the task force into a particular zone in one day or a week, carry out an exercise. They will not stay in the community forever. You would move out. Once they move, you are likely to see some people going back again. And that has been one of the biggest challenges. I mean, we've seen the effect of the work of NIMOS fighting Galamsey, chasing people, burning down equipment, arrests. We've seen a lot of prosecutions going on.
But we saw that with Operation Vanguard. We saw that with all of the other administration, even Blue Water Guards, apparently the previous administration had something similar. You know,
I think NIMOS compared to the ones you mentioned, NIMOS is, we receive what you call
daily reports from NIMOS.
Exactly, and then most of the stories too are also published on your site compared to the Vanguard and all that.
We have seen greater work and commitment than we've seen in the past. I mean, listen, I'm not going to try to make it look like we are doing better than perhaps the MPP did. We need to all work. It is a big issue, and it's getting more and more complex because the more we keep fighting it, the more reports we are hearing of it going on.
Would you say a drastic approach like maybe what the former president did, you know, a year ban, and let's get our house organized before we look at,
we have seen the effect of that. I mean, we saw a ban, and the ban, we still saw some escalations and some exercises going on. So we've seen the situations where the president himself put his presidency online, and it did not yield any results. So those ones have been carried out, and I don't think you should repeat. You should repeat those that don't work. If you have tried some recommendations that didn't work, I don't think we should go back trying those same recommendations. Let's see what we can do more to fight galamsey. See, one of the greatest effect or what is going against the fight against galamsey is unemployment in our communities. You need to go to the communities, go to the farming communities, go to our rural communities, and go to the galamsey communities and see how most of our youth don't have anything doing. So some of them,
alternative
we need to find
source of livelihood.
Alternative livelihood for them.
Doc, I'll come back to you, but let me come to
with his permission. There's one last two things.
It's not like I actually didn't finish my point.
Yeah.
But
I'm deeply concerned that we've not replaced EPA. I mean, the environmental minister. We've not done a replacement.
But there's an acting.
Listen, neither have we even done defense. That's a whole discussion.
See, let's move
I
away from
think
that.
I think that it just shows you how they appreciate, one, our environmental issues, and two, even our defense in this country.
But there are state institutions who are also mandated.
See, there are systems and institutions that work. The absence of a personality.
It makes a huge difference.
Absence of a personality.
It makes a huge. About
does not
6
take
months
away.
without leadership. It's
Come on,
serious.
there's leadership. Don't say there's no leadership.
There's a vacuum.
There's someone. No,
The
there's
Constitution
someone.
created these offices for a reason.
Mind you, ministerial positions are not constitutional provisions. They are not positions that have been created by the Constitution. These are
institutions need heads.
arrangements by every government
The
to
institutions
ensure
need
that
heads.
certain sectors of the
I'm
economy
deeply
are
troubled.
working. Yeah, you can't be worried, which
Especially
is fine
as
enough,
we're
but
going into the Iran discussion. All these wars and Ghana, we don't have a defense minister. Hey,
But what your point is well made. Yeah, Lamti,
It's
just
serious.
wrap up for us. Then I bring
but my
Sorry
point
about
here,
taking
my
your
point
time.
here is that, I mean, we would see more effort in the galamsey fight as we go on. What we all need to call out for is, listen, the media, everyone,
Minister
must continue
for
to be on
Environment.
board to help in the fight against galamsey. The effect is on all of us.
give us a minister.
You have a minister.
Larry,
soon.
the previous administration, Sam George, for example, told us that the president has the power to stop galamsey in a week if he so
He
wanted
said
to.
plenty things.
I'll come back to the same question.
LGBTQ.
Is there sufficient commitment from this administration? 9 people dead in a mining pit. The state of our water body is really nothing to write home about. Doctors tell us that babies are being born with deformities. Still, in some galamsey communities, what should be the new approach?
You know, there's this thing about policy making. Some, you know, rational when you are having to start from the scratch, and then there's another bit that, you know, incremental. So you can only improve on what is there. Okay, I don't know what we are dealing with now, whether it's right, whether incremental or rational, but at least something is happening. Okay, where, as we said, the NIMOS, situation. Much earlier, we had dealt with Vanguard, and then there was another one. There was, I think, we had two.
Storm or something.
Yes.
Something.
Yeah. Okay. In all the 2 instances, and then utterances by the presidents then, and so on. I mean, to date, much is left to be, to be done as far as this thing is concerned. We are making this argument also, or this debate, at a time where gold prices, is good. people are investing in gold.
You are saying the truth.
Oh, people are investing in gold. There's demand for it.
Okay.
People will go into the pit.
Hey.
Do you understand? Something just crossed my mind. Can we have the people do the, gold in a very, legally,
With reclamation going on and all
where
of that.
we can have also another backup plan. After the people go, we reclaim the land. If cocoa, we want to plant cocoa,
But Doc
or
will tell
want to
us that
plant
the kind of
economic
chemicals they use in the mining, it affects the land that it's almost impossible to do a reclamation
reclaim to
within
a
the
total,
period.
yeah.
For agricultural.
but I mean, see, research. We can't do this also without research. Okay? I mean, it should be back up with the research. There are certain plants they will tell you that when you put them in the soil, they are able to suck,
the
elements from the soil.
Yeah, but those plants are not edible plants.
But we can do them.
But in the long run,
Exactly,
yeah.
we would have reclaimed the land, we would have put it into good use because.
Or we can make football stadiums.
Well,
I mean, if they
because
don't have around the place.
this guy, because Dixon, the man just planted cocoa in Nima.
And now wants to build a football pitch at a Galamsey pitch.
But the pits now in the country are like 10 football stadiums.
So we should be able, because there's gold in the soil. There's demand for it.
But
there's
IEA
unemployment.
But IEA says that we should leave the gold, right?
Who is
We'll always
IEA?
be the Institute of Economic. IEA, Charles Mensah, now Sophia
He
Kufu.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
They say we should leave the gold
Ghana runs on gold.
until such a time
should be the
that
headline.
we are sufficiently
We have
capable
needs.
to responsibly mine the
we
gold.
We have what? We have roads to build. We have schools to build. We have so many things to do.
runs on gold.
Do you understand?
Not cocoa.
No.
We have schools to build. So many things to do. Can we sell it right now? It's like saying now, the Gulf countries, don't touch your oil.
Wait.
Wait for
Aboda.
what?
but they are not drilling their oil in a manner that
I'm
is
just using that.
It's an example.
It's an
But there are
example.
Galamsey miners in
So
these
that
places.
is our
Trust me.
oil.
You don't know.
Sorry, that is our oil.
This has
telling
been
you.
described as an existential threat.
In Brazil, we have this.
I mean,
Brazil has the same Galamsey issue.
Yes,
so trust me.
everything is manageable.
I'll tell you more
Depends
later.
on what we put to it, the commitment that we
The
deploy.
Amazon
Having
is
said
seeing
that,
some mining-
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm coming. At what stage is MPP, so much interested in, this gold thing is affecting us? And then at what stage are they saying, Baumia is the originator of all this arrangement?
And that'll be it for our discussion on Galamsey.
Yeah.
The point is simple. We've said that it's an existential threat. We call on the president and his team. We've seen some level of commitment. We want more so that we don't have to come back to issues
I
around
didn't say that.
persons, dying in pits, water bodies being destroyed, aquatic life, or being quenched as a result of illegal mining activities. We'll now go to the Middle East. Over the weekend, US, Israel, in a joint coalition attacked Iran. Concerns have arisen over 20 years in the Afghan war operation, weapons of mass destruction. We didn't see anything. Went into Afghan to remove a regime and ended up exiting and handing power back to the Taliban. Has it solved anything, right? I'll start off with you, Doc, again, and I'll just go around briefly, then you come to
International law. I thought you rather want to do
there are
that.
concerns that this would affect prices of fuel on the market already.
NPA
have been speaking. NPA have spoken. They said they have 5 weeks of fuel. Should we be
Premature.
concerned?
Well, let me first of all admit that there are many Americans who think that Donald Trump is bombing Iran largely because of trying to cover his own stories with regards to the pedophile who
Epstein files.
Epstein files. So let's keep that, and there's enough record to show that he kept saying that Obama would have done what he's doing now to cover up his scandals. So is kind of a big thing in the Americas with regards to the motive. There are also army leaders who are questioning that this action required congressional approval which is lacking, which is also a major problem for Donald Trump as we speak, in terms of any actions of war, you need approval from Congress. Likely, we ourselves in Ghana, if the president wishes to attack any neighboring country or whatever, he needs the Parliament House to agree and approve. So that these are some of the issues. Now, with regards to regime change, this is a country of over 90 million people, and yeah, in Iran, in terms of population, and even in terms of GDP, their oil revenues are quite heavy, and America has always been at it with them, largely because of the resources and how they are utilizing it. America would have been happy if Iran was using their resources not directly in relation to retooling arms. They would have been happier, except for the fact that that is not the case. I never support this idea of, going after presidents, but it has now become almost now a traditional thing with America. First, they used to do it in hiding, but now they are more brazen and doing it, through Venezuela, Gaddafi, to just say Assad, and even
Allende.
Venezuelan president was just lucky to have, as it is, Cotod, when they came in. If his boys had rushed, maybe he would be dead by now. So in all, let's admit that we are not insulated in terms of oil-related increments.
He didn't mention Kwame Nkrumah.
I would mention him any day. I post him a lot. So I want to say that, one, Tamaklo, maybe he's rushed to say, and he will say that I'm talking about individuals, but Tamaklo is NPA, and NPA is Tamaklo now.
But he hasn't spoken.
Oh, the NPA has come out.
This is Director for Economic Regulation and Pricing.
NPA has come out.
Okay, NPA. Fair enough.
So I think it's a bit premature. The world is now readjusting.
Everybody's talking.
Thank you very much. Yes.
So let me say this: NPA has a responsibility to give us some assurance and to calm nerves, because we all know that once there's some disturbance within the Middle East, it affects oil price, oil supply,
logistics.
Please, you had your time. So it was good that the leadership of NPA, particularly you want to make reference to Tamaklo, had come out to clear the air and give us some assurance that at least we have enough fuel to last us minimum of 5 to 6 weeks. And also, mind you, it's not as if this 5 to 6 weeks will sit idle. There are still supplies coming in and going out. And so we should just be rest assured there won't be fuel shortages, which is good for us. But come to the issue of the war in Iran. I'm worried. I'm extremely worried that certain nations in this global system don't seem to respect the same laws that we've all agreed and signed up to. I mean, the UN Charter makes room for countries to before you resort to war or anything, you must come back to the UN for a resolution. It must be backed by the UN. I mean, there's no complaint. We have not heard of anything within the UN circles, and suddenly, US is at war. I mean, it tells us that some countries tend to play as though they don't have regard for
international
laws that we've all signed up to.
Animal farm.
We'll find time to delve into more, but like you have the final word.
Yeah, I think that we are dealing with a roguish kind of situation. It's too rogue. You call me that let's negotiate over something that we can't find solutions to.
And already missiles are flying.
Yes, and just when we're in the meeting, exactly, your guys are all over the place shooting into, to where we're supposed to be having the meeting. I mean, killing the head. Slaughter the guy. I mean, wife, children, grandchildren, senior military officers, and so on. And now, when the thing is said, the Secretary of State now comes and said, oh, do you know something? Israel was going to bomb the place anyway.
Mark Rubio.
Yes, we were going to bomb the place anyway. And we thought that if we don't also aid that strike, we could become a target. And, I mean, such excuse my word, silly excuse. You are supposed to buy. Oh,
And on that
that's
note, time is fast spent.
but your people will give us some small time.
They will come for my
No,
neck.
Dede is a very nice person. Actually. So, you know, I mean, quickly, I think that maybe we should shut down the UN.
It's been shut down.
It's become toothless.
Yeah, it's become toothless.
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 Trump has
You know,
finished
a day
it.
after this whole thing, then what was the first lady of the U.S.? Okay, let's say Mrs. Trump. Mrs. Trump now goes to
Melina.
goes to the Security Council, and you know what she's doing? She said that let's talk about children, you know, involved in conflict areas.
Who's creating the conflict?
Guess what? The same, your country, your husband just bombed over 165 children, schools.
And on that bombing note, we
Come
bring
on.
the show to an end. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for the time, the insights, and the analysis on the show today. We discussed, of course, Ayawaso East, which is still ongoing, the by-election. We brought you updates on the Galamsey, menace that is fast becoming a health and security crisis. Of course, ending the conversation on the Iran US-Israel conflict. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jude Duncan. I sat in for a regular host, Nana Tufo Boateng. Up next, Philip and Chris Carter are ready to take over the show. Don't go away.
Mr. Ibrahim Ejay, he is the country director for International Investments LLC.
What I want us to do with the Kenkey today is to infuse different flavors. Kenkey on its own is carbohydrate. As much as we love Kenkey, we all grew up on it. We're not dissing Kenkey at all. It's our heritage.
It's
We
the
grew
food
up
for
on
the
it.
gods.
Yes, food for the gods. I mean, food is family. Food is, is the centerpiece of the home. We grew up in London. So when we came home, we were back in Ghana. And my mom was making ablongo, akala, akekle, jiji, fufu, banku, you name it. So now this is the main part of the dish.
Making fried kinky.
Yes, how to put those flavors into the kinky. Now we're going to add and mix it together. So this is where the magic happens. That is the bowl of kinky. I'm going to add again. Now here I'm adding sweet corn, but I want everybody to be imaginative.
What's Cooking is brought to you by Ginny Mayonnaise, Kivu Spices, and Lily Rice. Feel the energy and reconnect with your roots this March at the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026. Join us for a celebration of Ghanaian culture and cuisine from all across the country. Northern, Akan, and Southern villages will all be represented. It's more than just food. It's about culture, family, and memories that last a lifetime. Let's come together this March to discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 28th and 29th of March 2026. Venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. The time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day. Interested vendors can register by calling 0205-973-973. The Back to Your Village Food Festival is powered by ChannelOne TV with support from 97.3 City FM.
Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love, but staying connected means getting something extra. Stunning. Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim.
I love it.
Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV.
Not done any bad thing.
No, I can't do that.
Your room is very...
Oh, mommy, daddy.